family's been in Venice since 1955, and the movement in the 60s, 65, 66, 67 is when we in Venice really got involved in the movement for education, for housing, for police community relations, for beautification, for better lifestyles. And it wasn't until the mid-70s that through Project Action, the first one of the nonprofits in the Venice community that made a way for other nonprofits to occur here, like the Vera Davis Center and her assistance with women and children, that she provided housing for them. She worked with women who were unhoused and coming from abused relationships, or other organizations that followed to come to the Venice community to assist in ways that they could in education, housing, and other civil issues that were before us at the time. And Project Action brought about the low-income housing for the 15 buildings that we have now, with a contractual relationship with HUD, private industry, and Project Action. And if you know that the buildings are distributed throughout the community, because we did not want a project-looking low-income housing building. We wanted the low-income housing to be immersed within the community and look just like another apartment building. We wanted to make sure that the citizens, the people that lived there, were treated with respect and looked at with respect, and not as they were some kind of exception to some financial crisis. And so we're looking forward to maintaining that financial relationship, that accessibility for low-income housing, and as Kendra said, not just that, but more of it. More of it. So thank you, Kendra. Thank you for the work that you're doing. Thank you for the work that the community is doing to continue to fight for the housing that is needed in this Venice community. I would like to bring up Soni Lloyd. Soni is a teacher with LA Unified School District. And following Soni, I would like to have Allie Bean and Sarah Mahir ready to speak. Is Jason Sugars here? Not here yet. All right, so Soni, welcome, and thank you for being here.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to address this community. I'd like to say the only thing that's inevitable is this community will continue to fight for self-determination in the rightful place of black people and brown people on the west side of Los Angeles. So today, Juneteenth celebrates the independence of black Americans from the cruelest form of chattel slavery the world has ever known, which existed under the U.S. Constitution. So we are always critical of the political institutions of this country that were designed to oppress black and indigenous people and poor people. The victory over slavery did not happen overnight, and without the leadership of black people who have been building towards self-determination even in the darkest days of slave owner rule. Juneteenth may have us believe black people were told about their freedom after the fact, when in reality we were on the front lines the whole time. The abolition slogan was land, equality, and freedom. Say it with me. Land, equality, and freedom. The multiracial abolitionists courageously opposed slavery from the early days of the European colonies, publishing their stories, lobbying the government, going on strike, sabotaging plantations, organizing the state, and even violent uprisings in righteous self-defense. The abolitionists have much to teach all of us who are struggling for a better world. In 1861, the slave owners started the Civil War in order to expand their rotten system into the new lands conquered from the Native Americans in Mexico who did not practice slavery. war. These were the years of defeat and confusion for the Union Army, as they had no purpose other than maintaining the status quo. This is what the racist pig Trump means when he says that there could have been a compromise to avert the war. Frederick Douglass, the leader of the abolitionists, was telling Lincoln from the beginning that the war must be turned into a revolution against slavery in order to win. The reality was that slavery was crumbling away during the war as the enslaved ran away in a massive general strike and increased their sabotage of the plantations. Douglass also pressed that blacks must be armed and organized to fight their former masters. After 2 years of defeat, Lincoln finally realized what the abolitionists were saying all along, that he would lose the war if blacks were not freed and armed. He issued the Emancipation Proclamation out of military necessity. Over 250,000 black soldiers, 10% of the Union Army, fought in the last 2 years of the war for their own liberation. They did not wait for it. They went out and took it. The rally slogan was again, land, equality, and freedom. Say it one more time. Land, equality, and freedom. Right? These were the years of Union offensive and complete victory over the Confederacy. The armies marched to the tune of John Brown's body. John Brown's body lies a moldering in the grave, while we weep the sons of bondage who we ventured all to save. But he lost his life while struggling for the slave. His soul is marching on. After the revolution, a black reconstruction took place in the former Confederate states, where former slaves selected as government officials. They passed new progressive legislation such as equality, public schools, and the end of human torture, to name a few. But the land issue was sadly never dealt with, which was a huge weakness of the revolution. There were proposals to confiscate the plantations and redistribute the land to the former slaves and even poor whites, but that never materialized due to congressional inaction and the pardon of Confederate leaders who would soon return to their positions of power. Right? Without land, blacks were left under the control of white landowners, albeit this time as wage workers. This devolved into a system of debt slavery called sharecropping. 10 years after the war, in 1877, the Republican and Democrats conspired to end black Reconstruction and allow official apartheid to return to the United States under the U.S. Constitution of white supremacy once again. It would take 100 years to change that with the Civil Rights Revolution of the 1960s. Today, black Americans are still building towards self-determination, and we hear a lot of that here at the park with Kendra and Lottie and Naomi, saving the land and the resources that are still in the control of black people in this community. Right? So, we can look back to the success of black Reconstruction as a model where black communities practiced self-government, elected their own leaders, created their own laws, and controlled the taxes and resources of their communities. Instead of having our resources directed toward our oppression, we can direct those resources to housing, healthcare, and youth services. Black taxes should support black lives. Black people should make the laws of their own communities. In LA, under our undemocratic government, blacks have the lowest rate of home ownership and the highest rates of homelessness, the lowest income levels and the highest poverty rates. A recent Rutgers University study demonstrates that increases in police spending, which our city council does, is linked to shorter lives for black Americans. In CD11, black people make up 5% of the population, but around 20% of the traffic stops and 30% of the traffic arrests. Self-determination is impossible under our current political arrangements, where the black population is always a minority in the local, city, council, and federal districts. The power structure of this country feeds off the dispossession of black and brown people and the poor working class of all nationalities. A new abolition is underway to overturn the status quo of white privilege and big money privilege. The black people are central to this movement to achieve this, but to achieve this it will take a new level of black political unity in Venice, West LA, Los Angeles, California, and nationwide. A unity with alliances with our progressive neighbors of all nationalities. Our indigenous brothers and sisters are under attack right now. We must fight for each other. With this unity, we can build the political power that is necessary to lift the black people to their rightful place in this country that they built with free and underpaid labor for hundreds of years. Let us organize around the Black Civil War slogan, land, equality, and freedom. Thank you. Land, equality, freedom. Thank you.
Let's hear it. Land, equality, and freedom. Land, equality, and freedom. Together, land, equality, and freedom. Thank you, Soni. You know, we had educators like Soni all around, then I would have a lot more faith in our future of what's happening in America. Thank you, Soni. Allie and Sarah, next after Allie. Allie B, member of the Neighborhood Council and also of Oakwood Preservation Coalition.